second and third graders. Today we have a very fun project. We're going to be learning about an artist named Picasso, Pablo Picasso. Let's learn a little bit about Pablo Picasso and some of his beautiful artwork.
Here is a painting called The Three Musicians by Pablo Picasso. Notice how different all of the characters in this painting look. They are playing instruments, and there is a dog hidden somewhere in this portrait. Can you find it? Here is another painting by Pablo Picasso of a woman's face. Notice that it doesn't look like a normal woman's face. It is very different. Some of the facial features are in places where they don't belong. Does this look like real art to you? What does this piece make you feel? Here is another one of Pablo Picasso's interesting face paintings. Today, we are going to be creating self-portraits using collage to create weird and funky looking faces. I think you guys are going to have a lot of fun doing our project today.
I hope you guys enjoyed learning about Pablo Picasso and some of his really amazing artwork. Today we are going to be doing a project based on collage. Collage is when you take materials and you glue them onto a piece of paper. So we won't be drawing today. We are going to be using paper and glue and scissors. So go ahead, grab some paper that you can find around your house, preferably different colors. You could use trash, you could use old receipts. Anything that you are allowed to use is totally fine with me. Go ahead, just find some fun stuff and come on back and we will get started. Grab a pair of scissors and some glue as well. If you don't have glue, tape would work just fine, or find something sticky. So go ahead and get those things and come on back. I definitely would recommend construction paper if you have it.
For class today, I have a glue stick, a pair of scissors, and a large sheet of paper that I'm going to be using as my background for my objects. So make sure you guys have some sort of blank piece of paper that you can use to glue what we're going to be doing on. So another thing that I am going to use today is a pencil, just to draw out my objects first. I'm actually going to use a marker so you guys can see it a little bit better. So I have lots and lots of different colors. I have some purple, blue, orange, pretty much every color I could find in construction paper. So I am going to be using these colors to create my Pablo Picasso inspired collage self-portrait. The first thing that you need to do today is you need to pick one of these colors to start with your face. Now, I wouldn't recommend using tan or brown or whatever your skin tone is because we want these to look abstract and different. I think I am going to be using green. So I'm going to put my other papers to the side and I'm going to grab my green paper. Now, for your face, it does not have to be a regular face shape. You could draw a circle, you could draw a square, you could draw an oval, you could draw kind of an organic shape by just kind of waving your pencil around and to draw something kind of funky looking. I'm going to be drawing just kind of a weird shape and I'm not really planning it out at all. So that's the shape that I'm going to use for my face. Now I'm going to cut that out. Now, when I'm cutting, I'm not being super exact because it doesn't have to be perfect. And this is a project where if you kind of cut a little bit messy, it's not going to be a big deal. Now, one thing that I really don't want is my marker lines to be showing. So I'm gonna take my scraps, get rid of them, but see how you can see my marker on this side still? All I'm gonna do is I'm going to flip that over when I place it on my paper. So I'm going to put my glue on the side that has those marker lines. The one thing I do when I'm gluing is I make sure I get the whole, like all of the edges in the piece. So I have glue all around the outside, and then I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it on my paper at about this spot. So I'm not putting it all the way at the top, but I'm not putting it super low either. The next thing that you guys need to move on to are your eyes. So for your eyes, you can use a couple different colors of paper to create more dimension in your face. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. For my eyes, I kind of want to have an O or an arch shape. So I'm also going to do both of my eyes different. And remember, you guys can do these however you want. If you want to just do circles for your eyes, that's cool. You can cut out some circles. If you want to do hearts for your eyes, you can do that as well. So there I have that. That's gonna be one of my eyes, or at least part of one of my eyes. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm gonna take another color and draw another shape. And I'm going to cut this out as well. I'm going to do some overlapping with my construction paper to create some more interesting looking eyes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually use this as an eye. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to glue this down. Remember, I'm flipping it over so that my marker side isn't showing, and I'm gluing on the side that has those marker lines. So I'm just gonna kind of glue it like that. That looks kind of cool. There we go. There's one of my eyes. Now I need to do my eye on this side. Now I could use the same colors or I could use different colors. It doesn't matter. I'm gonna use some different colors. And I'm going to draw a different shape as well. Picasso uses lots of weird shapes when he is drawing and doing portraits. And these could be known as abstract shapes. So we are not just trying to draw a realistic looking face today. We are trying to do something that is more interesting and different. And that's what Picasso liked to do when he worked on his paintings and drawings. So there's a fun looking eye. So I'm going to flip that over and glue it down. And I'm going to grab another color. I might use some white this time. I'm going to draw another shape. I'm going to do a triangle to place with that eye. If I'm going too fast for you, feel free to pause the video to catch up. Now that I have finished my eyes, I'm going to move on to my nose and my mouth. For my nose, I'm going to do a big purple, weird looking L-shaped nose. So I'm just going to draw the letter L like that. And then I'm going to cut it out. So I chose to do like a bubble letter L so it would be more thick. I'm going to put it about there. So again, I'm going to flip it over, put some glue on the side that I see marker, and put my nose on my drawing. Now, if you don't want to do this sort of shape for your nose, that's fine. You could do a rounded shape. You could just draw a circle, or you could cut out a circle or cut out a triangle or square, or an organic shape. That's fine too, it doesn't matter. All right, next up, I'm going to move on to my mouth. Now, the normal shape for a mouth is something like this, but you don't need to do that today. So you can do any sort of mouth that you want. You could have an angry mouth, a sad mouth, it's up to you. I am going to do this normal looking mouth though. The thing that's not normal about it is that it's orange. And I got kind of a jagged edge when I was cutting because I was not taking my time. So I'm going to make sure to get a nice edge this time. And I'm going to put my mouth somewhere on the paper. Now you don't have to put your mouth right where it belongs. I think I'm actually going to put mine over to the side a little bit, maybe like that. So once again, I'm flipping over, making sure I'm gluing on the side that has marker. And there's my mouth. So remember when I drew the mouth, I drew a line down the middle? I'm actually going to use some paper to create a line because we're not drawing on this project, we are just using paper. So I'm actually going to cut it even a little bit bigger. Oh, actually it's perfect size. And then I'm going to glue that on to my mouth. So all you need is a little bit of glue on this guy because he's so skinny. And there, now I have that middle line for my mouth. Next up, you get to add details and hair. For example, a detail that I think I want to add on my cheeks is maybe some circles as if there were blush on my person's cheeks. So I'm just going to draw a couple circles and I'm going to cut them out to glue on my cheeks. All right, so I got these. I'm just going to kind of decide where I want them to go. I think that looks nice. And then I'm going to place them. The next thing you need to do on your face is add some eyebrows. I'm going to use some blue since I haven't done a lot of blue. And I'm going to do some funky looking eyebrows. So I'm really just drawing some goofy shapes on this paper and cutting it out. You guys, again, can do whatever shapes that you want. So there I have one kind of goofy eyebrow. I think I might actually do my other eyebrow in a different color. So I think I might put this one over here. Maybe over here because I don't like how the red, white, and blue looks. I think I'll do the other one with orange. And I'm just gonna kind of cut out a stripe for the second one. So there, maybe I'll have like a thick eyebrow on this one. So now I'm going to glue those down. You guys could add other things to your face. You could add eyelashes if you wanted to. I'm just not going to today. There we go. Now my person looks a little sad with their upside down eyebrow. Okay. The next thing you guys need to do is you need to add some hair to your person. So to do hair, you can really do whatever you want. I have these strips of paper that I'm going to use for hair. I kind of want to do something like this on either side, and I'm going to put some more hair up here too at the top. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just draw or just cut with my scissors and see how it goes, some wavy lines on my paper. Just like that. And you know, I kind of have an idea. I'm going to cut some more wavy lines next to this one. But when I get to the top, I'm not going to cut all the way through my paper. See how I left some space there? Then I'm gonna cut another one. This might make it look really cool. I'm gonna keep going. I'm leaving some space at the top. I really like this idea that I had. So if you have a fun idea for your hair, you can do that. So now I have some funky looking hair. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to glue this on my paper, just normally to start. So I'm gonna put some glue on the top, but I'm not putting glue on the rest of it right now. So I'm just gonna place it. I think I might make this project a little bit three-dimensional, which means it might pop off of the paper a bit. I'm going to put some glue in some spaces and just stick my hair down and see what happens. So I'm kind of pushing up a little bit with my paper like this, and I'm adding glue in some random spots to see how it looks. Sometimes you have to hold really well on these because they might try to stick up. My glue stick's getting a little bit old, so it's making it a little bit tough for me to do this. See how this part kind of unstuck there? I'm just gonna go back and stick it down again while I'm sticking this piece down. Now you guys don't have to do this like I am. You could just glue your hair right onto your paper if you want to. I think I'm actually gonna leave one of them just glued on. So I'm gonna put some glue on the bottom of this, and I'm going to stick it down nicely. Now that I've done this to both sides, I'm going to create some sort of hair on top of my person. I think what I'm going to use is I'm going to use red as another color. So maybe she has two colors in her hair. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my scissors. Okay, so I'm going to take my scissors and I'm just going to kind of cut a big rectangle like this, something that covers both sides. And I'm going to actually just kind of make some triangle cuts inside to give myself some hair bangs. Now you don't have to draw bangs, you could just draw a normal piece of hair in the middle, but I'm just trying to make it look super funky. So there, now I have my bangs. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue this on there. I might actually even kind of round out the edges so it looks a little bit more like it would go on a head. Kind of like that. So, yep, that looks good to me. So I'm gonna flip that over, put some glue on the back. And stick it on there. My person is starting to look really crazy. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw something for a neck, or I'm going to cut something for a neck. So I'm actually going to just cut out a square or a rectangle shape like this. And you're actually going to be sticking this underneath the bottom of your face. So I'm gonna put some glue. And I'm going to stick that underneath. So here it is, my awesome Picasso collaged self-portrait that I made with paper. I love how mine turned out. Now, if you guys didn't have paper at home, remember you can use receipts, you can use any sort of scrap paper or trash that you find to create your person. Using trash or wrappers might make it look even more crazy and interesting. I think this was a fun project to do, and I hope you guys had a lot of fun doing it too. I can't wait to see yours. Make sure that you turn it in on the Google Classroom.
Hi kids, I hope you had a wonderful time today working on your Picasso collage self-portraits. I absolutely love how mine turned out, and I think it is super fun, and I can't wait to hang it up on my refrigerator at home. So I hope you guys had a wonderful time in art class today. Make sure that you go on and you turn it in the Google Classroom. There is no Google form for the week. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I can't wait to see you again next week. Bye, everyone.